Hello! This is a guide for for Hollow Knight Shade Soul route true ending. No major glitches. I'm Sawayoshi. At the time of recording this, of streaming and recording this, I have for credentials, I have 3rd place in 1.4 plus true ending. And I have a sub 1 hour 10 minute time, which would give me a pretty good time on 1.2.1 as well. But my laptop is not good enough to run on 1.2.1, so I would love to do that if once I get a better computer, but for now I'm just running current patch. This is being streamed on Twitch right now. If you're watching this on as a video guide on YouTube, twitch.tv/SawayoshiYT. Feel free to follow if you want to catch more streams. Laura says hi YouTube. My chat isn't on screen, so I should have put it on screen, but I don't have anything set up for that. But yeah. This guide is going to be covering the Shade Soul route for true ending. There on current patch, there's also a Shriek route, which gets Abyss Shriek instead of Shade Soul. There's also a combined route that gets both. I'll cover a bit of the both route since it's relatively similar to the both route for 1.2.1 is relatively similar to the both route for 1.4 plus. To the Shade Soul route for both is what I meant. I'll cover a bit of that. This guy's gonna be mostly focused on current patch. Did I say that? Because it's all I run. But most of the things I say will be, most of the things I say in basically the entire route will be the same for both. So, yeah. A bit about true ending. True ending is one of the most difficult categories on the main board. One of the most difficult NMG categories on the main boards. Mainly because you're going into Radiance with such low equipment. In this route, you're only getting Shade Soul. So you're going to be doing Nail 0, 5 health, no extra soul vessels, and only Shade Soul for damage. And you're going to be doing Radiance with that, so it's a difficult category. Potentially more difficult than any percent with Watcher Knight. Even more difficult than Watcher Knights. Probably more difficult than Watcher Knights. So yeah, it's probably not an amazing first category, but if you have if you have enough game knowledge, you've done a couple runs of other categories, then yeah, true ending might be your next step. A bit about that, I'll be assuming that you have at least a little bit of game knowledge and enough knowledge about speedrunning this game to be able to follow along. So I'll probably skip over like I'll probably skip over like how to do fireball skips, that kind of thing, or how to work in pogos in your everyday movement, that sort of thing. I'll probably be skipping that. Let's get started. It's probably going to be a few parts to this. There is a shade skip, so we're not going to be doing Steel Soul. We're definitely not doing Godseeker. Going to start a normal file. Also, one more thing. To practice, if you're on PC, a very good idea for practice is to use debug mod. And I think, yeah, debug mod is basically required for practice. It's not required, but it's very, very, very useful, and the main thing you should have for practice. Timer mod is useful, bench warp is useful, but definitely debug mod. I'll be linking that in the description below. But yeah, let's get started. So, King's Pass it's your everyday King's Pass. You're just gonna go through KP. Nothing extra. You're just gonna go through. Yeah, there's really nothing to talk about here. It's just your basic KP movement. Do the Vengeful Pogo. I'll be skipping smaller stuff like that. I'll be really focusing on the things that are key specific. Soft fall there. For any of this movement that you're not super familiar with, there's a couple any % guides out there that go in depth with like early game things that you can follow to get a basic gist of how you're supposed to do things. This is a 1.4.3.2 exclusive tech. You can open your inventory while you're landing to cancel your landing lag. Not possible on 1.5.78 is current at the time of this recording, and not really useful on 1.2.1 because you can open inventory before landing. There's also KP tech in 1.2.1, but that's not super important. Alright, inventory drop here. That was clean, I got hit, that's RNG. This is basic stuff that you'd also be doing in any %. Double spike. Easier on current patch, more consistent on 1.2.1. So we're gonna kill the first Aspid, get a bit of this Geo, and use the spike to kill both of them. That's you can do it from the bottom platform pretty easily on current patch. On 1.2.1 you're gonna want to do it like so. Like that, but don't miss the spike. Do exactly what I did, but don't miss the spike and you'll get it. Amazing. Alright, hold on. Like that. It's more tight, don't get discouraged if you miss it. It's harder on 1.2.1, but it's 100% consistent. It's easier on current patch, but there are RNG patterns that you won't be able to get the double spike at all. But that's about a 1 in about, I think, 15 chance is what it feels like. Again, normal movement that you see in every other run that doesn't get Fury. Skip this bench, statue pogo. Alright. Break this wall because it's fun, I missed it, that's completely fine, there's no reason to break that wall. And going into False Knight. Let's say a safe state here. This is the first part that's different from any % runs. In any % runs, you're going to be skipping False Knight. In True Ending, you're going to be wanting to kill False Knight for the Geo, and also you want to kill False Knight so you have quicker access to Failed Champion later in the run. So this is not the easiest thing to do, but once you learn it, it's pretty consistent. So what you're going to want to do, the verse cycle's entirely the same. 13 hits, right? 13 hits. And this is where it starts to change. 8 hits, right? I'll just run through it once. So you're gonna want to do that pattern, get 13 hits on the armor. Again, I'll explain this after. And you do 3 cycles, and that's basically the end of the fight. Heal, since you're not going to be at full health. You just need to be at least 2 health at this point. Fall down. Eight more hits, and that's the end of the fight. So now to explain what's going on. Now to explain what's going on. Hold on. Give me a second to get back into the arena. Alright, so... Oops. So you do this, right? You get 13 hits, he staggers, and then you get 8 more hits, right? That's 7. Next hit's gonna unstagger. You want to get 9 hits in this cycle. 9 hits, then take a hit once, a damage tank, so that you can get 4 more hits without taking any more damage. This is the optimal cycle. It's not easy, but once you learn it, it's pretty consistent. So yeah. How you want to do it is, how I do it at least, is I get the 8th hit on the maggot, I wait, I wait a tiny bit so that I can actually hit the armor. Doing a nail slash as early as possible will not hit the armor. So you wait a little bit, do 2 slashes, so you wait a bit, you do 1 side slash, you do a second side slash, and at the same time as that second side slash, you jump. So you jump, you do 1 more side slash and up slash while he's jumping over you, and then 4 more side slashes, and then the 9th hit should be an up slash, and then you're gonna walk into False Knight. And that damage tank is going to give you enough iframes to get 4 more hits in. And that'll be 13 for the cycle. And you do that twice. So let's see. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 13. And you need to make sure that you're not at 1 health when you're doing this. Because if you are, you will die. So 1, 2, jump, 3. That was bad. Give me a second. Let me retry that. Oops, where am I? Hi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dang, you're only giving me good RNG today. A couple heals because we have time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I missed a hit. You can get basically the same cycle, you're just gonna have to take 2 damage instead. Or if you miss the first slash. You can get this basically the same cycle, you're just gonna have to take 2 damage instead. It's a little scary, but it works. So one more time. Ow, God, where did you come from? Let me heal. Alright. Hold on. One more time. Where am I? Give me a sec, there's no sound for some reason. So you come up here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You really are only giving me good RNG. Take a couple kills, and while you're doing the fight, once you start learning it, make sure to pick up the Geo as you go. Because you're going to be needing Geo. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's the end. Pick up the Geo, because you have a bit of time here. And if you really want, you can pick up this 1 Geo over here. Oh, that loses time. Just make sure you're down here by the time the maggot comes out. The being down here at the right timing is more important than getting all the Geo. Alright. We don't need City Crest, so we're just gonna leave that there. Theoretically, it doesn't lose time to pick it up, but it's more consistent to not. Hit the Geo chest, pick up the Geo, make sure you get all the Geo inside the chest as well, because some can get stuck in there. You just want to pick up all the big Geo. The small Geo's not critical to get. It's not critical to pick up. You just need to get about between like 190, 198 Geo is basically the sweet spot that you want to aim for. If nothing falls down, then you can go for all 200, but you really want to get at least 190 there. Alright. And we get Vengeful Spirit. That's the first split of True Ending. Basically the same as any other category except for the False Knight fight. From here, entering Greenpath is the same as any other category. Hello. I'm just gonna go through A-Mound. Just the normal stuff. Oops. Messed some stuff up. Again, most of this is covered in other any % guides that are found, elsewhere. Just gonna heal because why not? And then the Balder, 2 fireballs, 1, 2, okay, 2 spits. Get soul, kill the Balder. If you want super safety, and have a really, really comfy Greenpath, you can get Soul Catcher. It helps a little bit, but it's not generally worth it once you start learning like enough about this. Talk to the Shaman, leave, and skip this bench. If you're at low health, you can take it. You'll get hard save to that bench. Oops. Yeah, this is also the same as like any %. Yep, this is True Ending. This is basically the same as any other category. You just climb up, collect soul. On 1.4 and up, you want to hit that tick for soul. On 1.2.1, there's a quick heal for the Balder that I can't show because this is on current patch, which you only really want like 6 soul. 9 is helpful, but you don't really need it. You definitely need at least 3. Alright, so the Balder, same as before on current patch. Woo, good RNG. First bit. 2 fireballs, hit the Balder, and 2 more fireballs. If you get good RNG, the Balder can spit out a second Balder, and you can hit that one 3 times for an extra 3 soul, and what that lets you do is this fireball skip. On 1.2.1, if you go in here with enough soul, you'll just have enough soul to do that. And yeah. Let's keep going. So we're into Greenpath. This is basically the same. There's a couple different geo routes depending on how you route this out. There's one route that does Vengeful King, and one route that does the pair of Moss Knights near the Geo Rocks for Geo. That's going to depend on whether you get the Shroom Alerter's Charm Notch or not. Alright. Fireball skip here. Keep going. Again, this is movement covered in the plethora of any % guides out there. Kill that. Moss Charger. One more Fireball skip. Something that isn't covered in other guides is there is a nail boost strat here that I missed. As a backup. The nail knockback lets you get that easier. I missed it, so we're just going to do the normal 2 fireball. Now, it's also possible with 1 fireball, but much more difficult. It's much nicer to do 2 fireballs. Get past those enemies, and we keep going. Alright. So, this Moss Knight is basically the same on... the general idea is the same on any patch, but... You want to nail hit Fireball, and get a double there. If you don't, or if it's too difficult, you can just shoot 2 fireballs instead. You're going to need to get a little bit of extra soul in this room. So this is where the routes start to diverge, depending on whether you want to have Dream Wielder or not. On 1.4 plus, you're definitely going to want Dream Wielder because it's optimal. On 1.2.2.1, it's debatable. Most people say it's not, but it's close. It's comfier, it's more consistent, I feel like, but it is contested whether it's actually faster or not. On current patch, it is definitely faster. If you're running the Dream Wielder route that gets the Charm Notch from Shrubble Ogres, you're going to want to kill Vengeful King. If you're not doing the Dream Wielder route, you're going to want to skip Vengeful King and kill the Moss Knights instead. Let's start with doing Vengeful King. So this is the same as any percent again. You get enough soul. You want to have at least 7 soul going into VK. Do a quick kill, and then keep going. That's going to give you enough Geo for a while. And if you don't do Vengeful King, you're going to do the Moss Knights down here. Let me set a save state up here. You know, I'll walk down here. I don't have soul. I don't have soul. That is an issue. Alright, there we go. So you're gonna need max soul going into this, which is part of the reason why you don't do Vengeful King. Did that hit? That didn't hit. So the Moss Knights can be a little mean, especially on current patch. Because if the right Moss Knight is too far away, the fireballs won't hit. On 1.2.2.1, the fireballs go a little farther, so there's a little bit more leniency in that. But basically what you want to do is you want to just walk down, get 1 up slash on this Moss Knight, jump up to get them to jump back, shoot 3 fireballs, and then wait a little bit, shoot 3 fireballs, and then get 1 pogo on this guy. And that should be enough if all 3 fireballs hit. And then you collect the Geo and move on. And on 1.2.1 there's a good pattern and a bad pattern. On 1.4 plus you are locked to the bad pattern. There is no good pattern. And also your fireball goes even shorter, so it's not as good. If the Moss Knight is farther left, let's just wait a bit to try to emulate that. So about this timing, right? This is what the good pattern on 1.2.1 is going to look like, and then you can just fireball, and then you can just keep going. Alright. And if you did Vengeful King, you're just gonna go the top route, the same as any other category. You get this Moss Charger, get the Geo, and you just go into Hornet. Alright. And then Hornet, same as any other category. I'm probably going to be skipping explanation for this. General stuff. You want the keeper either keep her in the corner or get doubles. It's a bit hard on it's a bit of a harder fight on 1.4 plus because of the stagger count, but it's basically the same. It's not very different between the patches, but it's noticeably different. Alright. and then you get dash. Alright. Hold on. Let me drink some water. Talking for a lot makes my voice go away a little bit, but that's fine. Alright. So you get dash, right? At this point, the route very much changes from the any percent route. Every route's gonna have to do this. Whether you get Shriek, you get Shade Soul, you do Dream Wielder, you don't do Dream Wielder, this next part is going to be different from any percent. So, we come back to Ancestral Mound after the save quit, the same as any other category. What we need to do here is we need to go right. In any percent you would go left and go down to Fungal. Here we go right. Why? We don't get Claw yet, and also we've already killed False Knight so that we can just go through the arena. That is a scarily long load. So this room we're gonna want to get a little bit of soul, so hit those two. Get a couple hits on that guy. Oops. Okay, there we go. Get a hit on this tick. On 161 you can just inventory drop past there. I don't know if it's faster, but you can inventory drop there and skip the hit on the tick, or you can inventory drop at the aspid below and get the hit on the tick instead. Unlock the stag, and then we're gonna go down. Then here you can either inventory drop past the aspid if you got the hit on 161, or you can just get the hit there. I'm not sure which is faster. Get hits on the Jennifer, get hits on the Jumping Husk, enough to get up to at least 6 soul. And then the same. 3 nail cancels, 6 nail hits, and that's enough for Grezmon. Your health doesn't matter, you just want to have at least 6 hits of soul so you can get 2 fireballs for the cleanup. You want to go high, because having high Grezzers like this is much more painful than because we don't have Claw to get up. We don't have Claw. So you want to keep, you definitely don't want to get Grezmon Geos stuck up in the ceiling. So be careful of that, and you want to hit the high Grezzers if instead of getting the low Grezzers if you have the choice for the cleanup. And yeah, once we do that, we sit on this bench and we go into Salubra, and we get Shaman Stone. Every speedrunner's most used charm. Yeah, Shaman. If you go Shriek route, you'll be getting Steady Body as well, but we do not. And then we leave. Hold on, let me set a safe setting here. Once we leave, things start changing immediately. So we want to die to this Husk. Why? We have a Shade Skip immediately. We have a Shade Skip immediately. We want to equip Shaman either here or at the next stag. We want to get 2 nail hits, and we want to get 2 nail hits here. Those Husks can be in different positions depending on 161. They can be on different positions on current patch. They will always be in the same positions. You'll be able to get 2 hits on both of them. Either way. On 161 it's a bit different, but we want at least 6 soul when we're doing the Shade Skip. Gonna save Sly. Make sure not to fire a fireball on accident. Thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoyed your time here. Get a couple more hits. We're at 6 soul. This is exactly what we need. Alright. This is the hardest skip in True Ending. It's also possibly the only major skip in True Ending. No, there's a couple. We need to Shade Skip up to Blue Lake. But we don't have Claw, so what do? We Shade Skip with just Fireball and Dash. This is difficult. There's a couple different ways to do it. The starting off, I recommend 2 Fireball. Once you get a bit better at that, you can start trying to use 1 Fireball. There is a 0 Fireball method that I use, but I don't recommend it. It's very difficult. So yeah, you're gonna want to come up here, jump twice, take a hit, pogo, fireball, pogo, fireball, pogo, dash. And that's how you do it with 2 fireballs. Let me slow it down. So you're gonna want to go down here, dash onto here. Oh, we got a Shade Fireball. This is still salvageable. Shade Fireball just means you have to wait out the Fireball. 2 jumps. Jump into your Shade. Pogo, Fireball, Pogo, Fireball, Pogo. And you should be able to make it. And this is useful in True Ending. It's also useful in meme categories. All Whispering Bridge does it. Yeah. Definitely don't be discouraged if you don't get this first try, because this is a difficult skip. Even experienced runners miss it every once in a while. So, jump, full jump twice, full jump again, get hit by your Shade, pogo, fireball, and I missed the pogo there because I just wasn't holding down. Yeah, this is one there, if you have the ability to use save states, you're probably going to want to practice with save states. Jump, 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 get hit, pogo, fireball, pogo, fireball, pogo, dash. And that'll get you up onto the ledge. And if once you get good at that, and you want to integrate a different method, you can try going for 1 fireball. It's riskier, it's more difficult, it's consistent, and it saves, my guess is probably around 2 seconds. You still want 6 soul for a reason I'll explain later. So let me do it in real time. Hold on. So this is how you do 1 fireball. Oh, I got a fireball. 2 jumps. Pogo, pogo, fireball, pogo, and dash. It's tighter because you have to get up here with 1 less air stall. So you're gonna be saving less height. You're gonna be falling between the 2 pogos. So it's tighter. It's less inputs because you don't have to do the fireball, but you have to be aware of a lot of your shade's position, and it's just a lot tighter because you don't get the extra height from the fireball stall. Basically make the shade go there with the 2 full jumps. Yeah, the 2 full jumps will get the shade high enough to jump into them and get the height for the pogo. If you just try to go for it from here, the shade won't go near high enough to get the damage tank and the parry. So let me do that in slow-mo. Let me do the 1 fireball in slow-mo. Right? So, up here. You jump, 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 get hit, parry, pogo, fireball, pogo, dash. And I missed it there. It's not easy. It's consistent if you get it, once you learn it, but it's not easy by any means. And I missed it again. But that's basically what you want to be doing. One jump, 2 jumps, 3rd jump, get hit, pogo, pogo, fireball, pogo, dash, and let me try it at full speed. I might be better at full speed, but that's basically the inputs that we're going to be wanting to do. Gotta Shade Fireball. If we get a Shade Fireball, wait for the shade to go back down. 2 jumps. You can do this with 3 fireballs. You can't do it with 3 fireballs because you don't have the soul for 3 fireballs because your shade is out. You can't have 3 casts of soul for this. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I am better at it at full speed. There's the soul vessel. You do not. You're not going to be getting a soul vessel by this point in the run. You're going to have the broken soul vessel, this broken soul gauge because your shade is out, so you can only get 2 casts worth, 6 hits of soul, 2 casts worth. So you only have 2 fireballs to work with. 3 fireballs. You're not going to have 3 fireballs. Let's do this again. There we go. And that's basically how you're going to be wanting to do the 1 fireball. This leaves you with 1 cast that we'll use later. And if this is too difficult, of course you can just stick with the 2 fireball. It loses probably like 2 seconds, not a big time loss at all. Give me a sec. Here's a strat for if you want to do 0 fireball. I'll just do it once. It's the same damage taking as any percent. You save Sly, Sly is gone because I already did this. And then you die. You die there, you equip Shaman Stone. And I missed it there. Give me a second. Yeah, this is not an easy skip. Even I miss it, and I'm the only one that really does it in runs. Hold on. Ah, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Give me one more try at it. I'm just gonna. So you saw the death. You saw all of that. And then you respawn at the bench, right? You respawn at the bench, you put on Shaman, come over here, shade fireballs, and then you make it. Difficult, I don't recommend it at all, but it is an option if you really, really, really want to save time. It probably saves around, like, 5 seconds if you get it perfect. Probably closer to 7 if you get it perfectly. But also, it would be the hardest skip in any mainboard run. I'm the only one that does it, and I don't recommend it to anyone else. So, we're up to Blue Lake now. Give me a sec. Alright. So we're up to Blue Lake. If you do 1 fireball, you have to cast a soul. If you don't, you don't. We skipped the wall cling storage here because we don't have Claw. Please don't make the mistake of going through the wall cling storage with Claw. Without Claw, I mean. I've done that a couple times. So we're just gonna go no Claw. Dash across Blue Lake. Again, we don't have Claw, so this movement is gonna be slightly different. We can hit that lever from below. We jump up. And we get Dream Nail. Dream Nail cussing, there's a couple different options. There is a faster method, but it's scary. It's scarier than in any percent basically. Alright. So you come into here, right? There's a couple options. You can go for the Dream Dash, or you can not go for the Dream Dash. The Dream Dash basically is that. You just dash onto the platform. It's tight, and if you miss it, you fall down and lose, like, close to 10 seconds. So it's your choice whether to do it or not. Starting off, I definitely recommend not doing it, because there's no recovery with Claw either, like there is 90%. Also, I forgot to mention this, on 161, it's faster to fall off, because the seer just takes ages to spawn otherwise. On 1.4 plus, you can just wait, it's faster. So you can do Dream Dash, or you can not, and just jump up over. And then everything else is the same as other categories from here. As 80%. Oops, I messed up the movement. Let me just show the full movement once with the Dream Dash. This platform is a little scary, but it feels good to get it, and falling off takes away a lot of time, so you want to mess up as little as possible. Feel free to take safe strats anywhere you want. I did a couple underplats, I did a couple difficult strats. I just went as quickly as possible through that. Talk to the seer. We get Dream now, right? Get Dream Nail. Once we get Dream Nail, once we get Dream Nail, this again is where the route changes from other categories. First off, the same. We want to just mash pause as quickly as possible, and then hold right in the pause menu. Try to dash out of this here. Even if you can't get it, you're still saving time, because if you don't do it at all, you respawn right here. So you are saving time by going for it. You dash out, and if you get it, you can just go down here. If you don't, you just fall. We're gonna go over to the stag. Open up. You're gonna hit the lever, sit on the bench, equip Shaman if you didn't, and hit the bell. So you can hit the bell. You can hit the bell like that. If you did the one fireball shade skip, you can hit the lever. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead, hit the lever, stay on the bench from about the center, turn around and fireball. On 1.4 plus, that's where you're gonna want to do it. On 161, you can fireball from basically here, and it'll hit. On Greenpath, fireball range is nerfed, so you're gonna have to fireball around here. So you do that, you leave the room, you come back, and that saves about 2 seconds. And if you did 2 fireball or 0 fireball, you just hit the bell and wait. Stack comes, you mash through text, and you're gonna want to go 1 up. 1 up, remember that, to crossroads stack. Gonna go 1 up. And then we're gonna go reverse through here and get Claw. And there's a reason we get Dream Nail early. There is a pogo here that I want to cover. You can pogo there. And that makes it a bit less scary. You want to get 2 hits of soul here. You get 1 hit of soul here. There's a reason we get Dream Nail early, and it's because we need to do Elder Who. I'm holding down instead of left. We want to do Elder Who first. So we're gonna go down here. This is an inventory drop on 161. On 1.4 plus, you just keep that. Now we're to Fungal. And we want at least 4 soul here. Again, the 1.4 tech. And the route changes again here. The route changes again here. If you're on 1.4 plus, or if you're on 1-2-1 and you want to do the Dream Wielder route, we're gonna do Shroom Ogres. If you're on 1-2-1 and you don't want to do the Dream Wielder route, you just go right. You'll have done Moss Knights, so you should have enough Geo. Okay. So Shroom Ogres. Because this is the route, this is the optimal route for current patch, and also the comfy route, if you want to call it that, for 1-2-1. You're gonna be doing Shroomals for the Charm Notch and the Geo. So you'll have done Venge Flanking. Let me do this. Set save state. You're gonna want to get those hits. Hold on. Let me do that again. This is how I do it. And this is a full heal, so you can take as much damage as you want. So let's do that in slow-mo. Let's do that in slow-mo. This is how I like to do it. Shriek runners who also get this Charm Notch the same way have a different strat. So you want to do 2 nail cancels, 2 nail hits. Go here, 2 nail cancels, 2 nail cancels. Get enough soul for the fireball, and then you can fireball this way and get both of them at once. Feel free to take damage there, that's completely fine. This is a full heal. And that'll get you this Charm Notch. So this is hard to optimize, easy to do, hard to optimize. Don't focus on it too much starting off. There's much better stuff to focus on. The strat that other people do is 3 nail cancels, nail hit, and then 6 nail hits, 2 nail cancels. That's how other people do it. I don't know which is faster. This does leave you with more soul, which is nice, but it also takes more nail hits. Alright. And then if you're doing the Dream Wielder list route, then you're not going to be getting this anyways. Alright. I'm not sure which way is faster. My way looks cooler because I have damage tanks, but I really don't know which way is faster. So then we go over here, and if we don't get Dream Wielder, we just go like that. And then we want to go top route. We want to get a lot of soul here. We want to get those 5 hits. I want to get those 5 hits. You go down here, pogo, immediately dash, and get 2 hits there. That gives you 7 soul, which is more than enough for Elder Hu. So Elder Hu. Elder Hu. Set a save state. The first difficult, not difficult, but like important boss fight of the run. This is a lot of RNG, so it's going to be a lot of variance in times here, especially on 1.4+. On 1.6.1 there is a consistent strat for after the pancakes, but on this patch there isn't. So starting off, you want to get as many fireball doubles as you want, as you need, as you can, is the word I'm looking for. Ooh, this is good RNG. That's so, and you want as little of the sets of like coming in. Pancakes is what people call them. You want as little of that as possible. You can get 1 double starting off on 161, you can get 2. Oops. And sometimes he will teleport behind you, and at that point, you just don't. You want to delay the fireball and then react whether he teleports or not. I'm bad at reacting like that. And then sometimes he'll just teleport away like that. You want to avoid those as much as possible because that's just wasted DPS and soul. On 1-2-2-1, it's a bit more consistent because after the long attack that goes in, Alderhu will always spawn on the left. So what people do in that case is they nail slash, fireball, and that'll double usually, I think. On 1.4 plus. If you're on the edges of the arena, Alderhu will always spawn on the opposite side, and if you're in the middle, it's RNG whether on which side he spawns on. If you look at the hitboxes, it's this bigger square. I think. Is it? Yeah, I think so. If you're outside of this, Alderhu will always spawn on the right side here, on the left side here, and then if you're in the middle, it's just RNG. Which is amazing. This fight is going to take a while to get used to, and you might die a couple times here, starting off. And if you do, you just need to get soul and heal before going down for claw. So you don't want to talk to Alderhu, you just want to dream nail. On 1-2-1, if you dream nail and then dream nail again as the dream nail finishes. Without holding anything, without pressing anything else, if you dream nail, let me show you the timing, and then dream nail here, then you got a dream nail cancel and you can leave. You want to wait until the essence collects to leave. On 1.4 plus, that's just not a thing, so you just wait here. Let me heal a bit. Alright, so you get who, that's 100 essence. And then we go over left. I can get a hit of soul here from this board, which is nice. And from here it's the same as like any percent. Alright. Then you can get a bit of soul in the next room actually. For healing if you really need it. You can get hits on these guys. And if you really need soul, you can get 3 hits here. Then pogo. This is the same as other categories. There's other much better guides than what I can make for this. I'll link for 1-2-1. It's there is a guide. There's Fireborn's any % guide covers pogo pretty well. On 1.4 plus, there's a few different methods. Mothulu's comfy pogo, which uses 2 or 3 fireballs, is nice. I like this strat, which is Expo Cooper strat, where you can do that with 1 fireball, which is nice because you don't need to collect as much soul. Especially nice because you're probably gonna have no soul coming out of who. So yeah, there's a few different ways for this. I'll link those guides in the description below. Fireborn's 80% guide. Wonky also has an 80% guide that probably covers the pogo. I'll probably link that regardless. And then Mothulu's comfy pogo guide. Those will all be in the description. Alright, do pogo. You want to have at least 1 hit of soul. So I'm just gonna get a hit of soul. You want 1 hit of soul because you can get 1 hit on this, I think Shroomling, and then that's not the movement. Give me a sec. And then 1 hit here, and then on 1-2-1 you can do that, and you can inventory drop. On Greenpath you're gonna want to do something a bit different. You want to land on this ledge before doing anything. Then you can just dash into the transition. Mantis pogo again. Other guys are better for this. And you can get up here. And if you really don't want to do that, you can go around. Alright. And then the early control. On 1.4 plus, it doesn't work. On 1.2.1, that would give you control and you can immediately quit out. And there you go, you get Claw. Alright. Once we've gotten Claw, right? The next step, we need a bit more essence to get into Spirit's Glade. So, we're going to quit out. We are going to quit out at this point. And we're going to go back to Resting Grounds, which is the last bench that we sat on. We don't want to sit on Crossroads bench because we want to respawn here. Alright, get off the bench. You want to call this stag. So we're going to call the stag and leave. Make an inventory drop here. And we're going to go left. Yep, for instance, we're going to be doing 0 right now. So we want to climb up here, and then do 0. Again, another boss fight that's wildly different on 1.2. This fight is wildly different on 1.2.1 and current patch. On current patch, this is how I like to do it. Oops. That didn't hit? I'm surprised that didn't hit. Hold on. So... you want to get as many fireball doubles as possible. I missed both those fireballs. Wow. Alright. And if that looks scary, you can just do this. And you want to finish the fight on the right side of the arena if you can, because it's faster to leave the room and come back. It's faster to leave the room and come back. Basically, what you want to do, and this is only pertaining to 1.4 plus runs, is you want to get at least 3 doubles, because then you can finish the fight with perfectly with one extra fireball. So that's 1 double, 2 doubles, 3 doubles, and then 1 extra fireball. And we leave the room, come back. This probably saves around, with that, around 1 second. It saves time if you are probably around here or farther right. If you're around here or farther left, then it's going to lose time and you should just stay here. On the 1.2.1, the fight's pretty different. And you want to get triples. Because then, if you get triples, you can just finish the fight here. On current patch, triples are, for me, wildly inconsistent, so it's not something that I recommend for current patch runs. For 1.2.1, it's more consistent, and you should probably be going for those. I won't be covering 1.2.1 stuff too much, since I don't know enough about it, but I'll mention it in passing. Dream Nail, another Dream Nail over control if you're on 1.2.1, and that gives you 200 essence. At this point, we want to keep going down. We want to go down to King's Station. Oops. There's a walking storage here if you're on 1.2.1. Alright. We don't need any sort of soul, so we can just skip any hits. We don't need the Wanderer's Journal, so we're going to skip that entirely. There's a walking storage here that doesn't, again, exist on 1.4 plus. You just want to go down. I think it's faster to hit this elevator. Like, barely. This one, I'm not sure if it's faster. As long as you don't die, you can take as many hits as you want. You can heal as much as you want. As long as you don't die, everything's good. And... hold on. Let me... where's my last save state? Oh, here? Okay. By the time you get to the stag, you want to have, you want to have at least, 300 geo. Alright, then you leave the room, come back, get a dream nail, and then assume we did the early control on 161, just because I want to get back. Come down here. If you're really scared, you can get 3 hits of soul here and heal on the elevator. And at this point, if you don't have 300 geo, it might be 310 from what I've heard on 1-2-1 is what you want. Then you can get, you can fireball you can fireball enemies. You can fireball this top row for geo. You can get soul. And you can fireball this bottom row for geo. But you definitely want 300 geo. And I think 310 on 1-2-1 by this point. Don't sit on the bench no matter what. Unlock the stag, and you're going to want to immediately come up here. We get this Hollow Nest seal, and then we put out back to Resting Grounds stag. We get the seal and go back to Resting Grounds stag. If this is too fast to follow, there's also a paste bin guide that I'll link in the description that has everything written down. The route is basically it's written for 1-2-1. It's basically the same for 1.4 plus as well. It is Dreamwilderless if you want to get Dreamwilder. It's a little bit different, but totally fine. If you didn't hit the bell before 0, hit it now. And we're gonna go up to this here. Go up to this here. And talk to her. This gives us a Hollow Nest seal. The third time you talk, rather, opens up Spirit's Glade, which is important. So, another difficult trick that saves around 4 seconds, I think, is coming up soon. A lot of runners tend to pass on it just because it's so difficult. Is Revicless. So you just want to get on this platform, dash over here and do a trans dash, is what people call it. The wall geometry is weird here. So you can do wall jumps just off of this. And so if you wall jump, so this is also important, if you wall jump during a dash into a wall, you go off the wall and get a height boost after. And this is what people call a trans dash, because you're transitioning your dash momentum from, in this case, right to left. This is used for Revicless, which is this skip right here. And that skip's having to go around this way. Probably saves around 4 seconds. So what you want to do, you want to jump. That's not what you want to do. Jump, dash, jump, and trans dash up. And this is not easy, and if you mess it up, it's a bit difficult to recover. And I do it in runs, I still mess it up. Decently often. Alright. Give me a sec. To actually get it. In the beginning. And this looks okay with hitboxes. Without, it's a lot more difficult to see what you're doing. Hold on. Alright. And that's basically Revicless. And if you don't want to do that, if it looks too difficult, or you just don't care about that 4 seconds, you can just go around. It's much easier, and probably only loses around 4 or 5 seconds. It's not a big deal at all. We get this King's Idol, and we quit out again. And this will respawn us back at the Resting Grounds bench. Alright. So we come back to Resting Grounds bench, Stag is here. We're going to want to do 1 down. Last time it was 1 up to get to Crossroads. This time we want to do 1 down to get to Dirtmouth. Hit the lever, we leave, and we're going to want to go right. We're going to want to go right. Go down the well, and there's a Hollow Nest seal up here. Gonna want to pause early control. Pause early control. When you unpause, you want to dash, wall jump up here, and get the Hollow Nest seal. This pause is a lot tighter on 1.2.1. It's a bit more lenient on 1.4 plus. If you don't feel comfortable with the pause on pause, you can just fall all the way down and jump up to get the Hollow Nest seal. We get that, we climb back up, and we dash over, and we get the bench. This will be useful later when we get Lantern. Jump, go back into the Stag, and then we want to do 2 down to get to not Crossroads, King Station. So at this point we have 3 Hollow Nest seals and 1 King's Idol. We're gonna go sell these to Lem for Geo. That'll give us let me do the math. And that movement is a bit different on 1.2.1 if I remember correctly. So we get 13, so we're gonna get 2,150 Geo from Lem. We want 2,600. We want 2,600. We want actually 2,650 because we need 1,800 for Lantern, we need 50 for the Toll into Peaks, and then we need 800 for Elegant Key before we have any other Geo sources. So where do we get all this Geo from? We go and we do Gorgeous Husk. And from my testing, it's faster to do Gorgeous Husk first and the Husks outside last. So we do Gorgeous Husk. Want to get as many doubles as possible. We should end with 6 soul. And then you fireball these. If the big Husk is still alive, you can just hit them to get the last hits, and then we pick up the Geo and leave. And that'll give us 458 Geo to work with. Go up. We don't need to hit the lever to the left, so we just go up this way, climb up, hit the elevator back down, and we do this skip. And then here, the routes start diverging again. This one is dependent on what version of the game you're playing on. If you're playing on 1.2.1, there is a lever skip that you can do. The movement for that's going to look like this. roughly like that, and oops. And you're going to be able to hit this lever right here. And then we go and climb up here. That's what you do on 1-2-1. On Current Patch, the lever skip does not exist, so we're going to have to kill the Grey Husk sentry. And that's going to look something like this. There's a couple ways to kill the Grey Husk sentry. I'll show the way I like to. Oops. Let me try that again. Let me try that again. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna try that one more time. I'm not great at this fight. There's a fast way to do it, and then there's a much, much easier way to do it that loses minimal time. Let me show the easier way first. And then I'll show my way. Just pogo to do this, and that's a lot easier than what I'm doing. What I like to do is I like to wait out the shields, and then you can just just get 4 nail hits in a fireball, maybe 2 fireballs if you have the soul. Oops. Something like that. Don't cover that fight in detail, but there's a couple ways to do it. We can climb up here. We die, apparently. If you're scared of dying, don't bench. We can use soul to heal. Let me load the save state. So, if you miss that part, we can just climb to the right side. That's completely fine. You definitely want to get at least 2 enemies here. It doesn't actually matter that much. Pick up the Geo. Makes the Geo riding much nicer. We want to climb up here. Gonna hit the lever. That lever is gonna be nice for later when we come back here. And if you're scared, you can heal. If you're at low health, you can heal, and you don't want to die. And we're gonna go over this way. Is this how we're gonna get to Lem? This would be nice. There's walking storage there if you're on 1-2-1. If you're on 1.4 plus, there's not. It's an inventory drop on 1-2-1. On 1.4 plus, it's not. Hit the lever, hit the elevator up, wait, and go down. If you're on 1.5, there is a way to get through this elevator here. On anything that isn't 1.5, there's not. I don't know enough about it to cover it, but just know that there is a way to do that. Watch runs, and everyone on 1.5 plus will be doing, on 1.5 will be doing this. They won't, actually, because they don't come down from one. If you watch any 1.5 any % runs, they'll be doing that. Give me a sec. Fall down here. We don't need to hit the lever. We just go right to Lem, and we sell everything. 3 Hollow Nest Seals and 1 King's Idol, and that'll get us 2,150 Geo. Combined with Gorgeous Husk and a couple other enemies you might have killed along the way, including the Great Husk Sentry if you're on current patch, you should be at least 2,650 Geo. If you're not, that's a big issue. And I'm not really sure if there's a good Geo source. If you're in a big pinch, you could probably get the Geo Rock near the C-Dash Gauntlet. But you really want to have 2,650 Geo by this point. If you have Soul and you're like 10 short, you just come back up here and kill this guy. Oops. And that'll get you a bit of Geo. And then we save quit. Save quit from Lem if you have enough Geo by there, which you really should. If you don't, you can kill that enemy. Save quit, and then we come back to Dirtmouth. And now we have enough Geo for Lantern. Lantern is going to be our way into Peaks. And it'll also be nice for Deep Nest later on. Go into Sly. 5 down, get Lantern. And that'll take away a hefty amount of Geo. We still have enough for everything that we need up until the next Geo source. We call the stag, do one down to get to the crossroads stag. And then we're gonna climb up to Peaks. This movement's the same as any percent. The movement through here is much nicer because there's no infected Vengeflies to mess you up. But for the most part it's the same. We, by this toll, we do look down or wiggles, whichever, and then we go over into Peaks. And again, this is the same as any percent movement, so watch either Fire's or Guanqi's guide. Probably Guanqi's. She covers all of the important movement. Pogax is a bit different on current patch. Give me a sec. Let me set a save state. What I like to do, I like to climb up, 3 wall jumps, land here, jump dash jump, and then you can pogo. You should be able to. Pogax is difficult, so if you don't want to do it, feel free to just go left. But this is how I do it. Yeah, like that. And if the Husk Miner starts dancing to the left, which, like that, you can just stall there, and if you get good enough RNG, you can still get the Pogax. There we go. And if you miss it once, though, it's probably best to just go left. So, dodge this Limbat, and you can up-slash this one. You can get 3 hits in. You can get 3 hits in a fireball. You can get 7 hits if you really need to heal. Or you can just damage boost. And you're gonna climb up here. And then we're into God Cycle room. This is how I like to go through the room. Not like that. Hold on, give me a sec. Let me try that again. Alright. This is how I like to go through. Snake jumps there. This movement is going to be different on current patch. Here's the God Pixel, which is a 1 pixel wide gap. Or a 1 frame window that you can just not take damage through there, through the laser. and then you can climb up. Here, it's gonna be different. If you're on current patch, you can do a full jump. You can do a full jump, line yourself up with this bookcase, wait a bit, dash, pogo, and you can get through their damage list. It's difficult, but it's nice. Where's my save state? Right here? Let's go through this room again. Oh, the cycle's gonna be messed up? That's fine. Oops, yeah, too far left. Set save state here. Then you can jump, line yourself up. What I like to do is I like to line myself up, hold on. I like to line myself up with this bookcase, like around just left of the center. Or around here, probably. And dash pogo, and then you can make it up damageless if you go to the right side. One more last time, example. And then you need to get Shopkeeper's Key. This is a bit easier on 1-2-1. You can dash, jump, pogo, and then you can trans dash. And that makes it much easier to hit on 1-2-1. On 1.4 plus, that will make you take damage, so it's not recommended. And you can just go do the other damage list strat for 1.4 plus, which is this. You get Shopkeeper's Key, then we need to go this way. If you don't want to take damage, you can wait here, wait the laser out, or you can try to make the cycle. The cycle is much tighter on 1.4 plus than it is on 1-2-1. But if you don't know if you're gonna make the cycle, you can just wait there and climb up this way. Oops. And then from here it's any percent again. So wait, I forgot to mention this. If you want to do the fireball, which you probably should be doing the fireball, you need to get one hit on the tick, the white enemy in the first room. You need one hit on the shard mite right next to Shopkeeper's Key, and you're gonna need one hit in this room of soul. And that'll give you enough soul to do the fireball. And that's 3. That should be 3. 1 frame inventory drop on 1.4 plus, easy inventory drop on 1-2-1. That'll get you down here. C-Dash Gauntlet. If you don't have enough soul, there's a fireball strat for this underplat. If you have fireball, oops. Apparently I don't have enough soul. Give me a sec. Oh no, where's the safe state put me? Here? Okay. That's completely fine. Alright. Get 1 hit of soul. Inventory dropper, dream nail drop down here. Then we go into C-Dash. And you're gonna do here, underplat with fireball. And then do the damage tank cycle. And there is a damageless cycle. Again, that's covered in other guides. Underplat here if you want. And don't land there. Don't land there because then you'll take damage. There's a small ledge, make sure you clear that before you try to go right. Oops, hold on. There's a small ledge here, so make sure you clear this before you go left. Hang on. Hang on. Just down, and then we can go. Get C-Dash.